Too late. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Fucking thing sucks. Oh, we're live. Cool. One of my favorite clips of all time.
You were so angry. Oh.
Well, we're here, and I'm just waiting for it to show up on YouTube on my end. But right now, it's just showing Godzilla and Kong just growling at each other and kind of in this thumbnail. All right, there we go.
Yeah. I should get to the comments. What's up, everybody? This might be my last stream video for an indefinite period because I'm gonna have to set everything up when I move into college. So that I have a new mic. I'm gonna have to set that up, reset up my monitors, everything. So, but once I get set up, I could do this all the time. But should just put that out there.
Yeah, it's gonna be sad because I'm just not gonna get any more Kaiju Network streams. I feel like everyone's just leaving again, and it's gonna get quiet. So,
yeah,
summer's kind of ending. This year's kind of sucked as a whole. It's been pretty terrible.
It had some promise, and then it's just.
Yeah, I was so excited. I'm like, yeah, 2020, it's gonna be the best year. Everything's gonna turn around. Well, it turned all right. Turned to shit.
I might make one. I actually have one little news video I could make about the Twitter and Instagram for Godzilla vs. Kong, but that's kind of stupid. Anyway, today, me and Sean are going to have some fun. So this is kind of something creative, I guess. And maybe if you're watching, you can give some input too. But we're going to try to write Godzilla vs. Kong and do it as if we are the writers. But I want to lay down some ground rules. So do you think we should include the fact that, like, going into it, we know Mechagodzilla is in it and all this shit and try to fit that in, or go into it just how will we do a Godzilla versus Kong movie without any of that?
Going based on what we kind of already know.
Okay.
I feel like that's based on like what's set up in the universe, what we kind of already know that's happening in it, and I think that's the ideal way to go. Because like if we're doing from scratch, the setup would have to be very different.
Right.
So we're going based on what we know.
Yeah.
It's like plot synopsis and all that stuff. I haven't really paid attention to leaks or anything like that. So
Mechagodzilla is looking for the Infinity Stones. Yes.
Right. See, that's the creative shit I'm talking about.
Okay.
Credit scene with Gamera, Mr. Taco in the movie.
Oh my god.
We don't know the characters' names. We don't know their names.
Sure, Mr. Taco rides on Gamera's back.
Yes.
All right. So a couple things here. How many battles do you think Godzilla and Kong should or would have? Because we're writing it. How many battles do you think they should have? I think it should be like
3.
one per act.
I think 3. At the end of the first act, when they have their initial meetings, second act is like, well, because we know Mechagodzilla's in the movie, so based on what I kind of think will happen, they'll have their first act battle, and then it'll kind of like they'll kind of get interrupted. Second act will be kind of like the main battle between them, where they'll really kind of showcase who's the strongest, but one will come away injured, and then the third one's going to be kind of like the rubber match, just to kind of maybe the first battle is kind of an even footing. You don't know really who won. The second battle, it's more an indicator that the other one won. Like I would say Godzilla. And then the third act, Kong's kind of coming out swinging, but then like Mechagodzilla shows up, and that's kind of how I do the 3 battles. Well, 3 turned into a 3.5 in a way. So like 3 evolved.
The way that I was seeing it going is like maybe because even though I made a video talking about like, oh, Kong, I think Kong might win. Just to satisfy everybody, I know you probably want Godzilla to win, so let's assume he does.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking a fair way to do it is maybe like the first battle is kind of an even match. The second battle, maybe Kong has a bit of an upper hand, and then Godzilla wins the last one.
Mm-hmm.
That's maybe how I would do it.
Kong is going to be Rocky in this movie. He's going to go the distance, but he won't win.
Yeah.
Which would be the best thing, because then but Godzilla won't kill him. He's going to earn his respect. That's how I do it. And then you set up for Destroy All Monsters, and then they have to team up.
Alrighty. We got to write this shit down. 20 battles on Dead Studios. Yeah, no thanks. All right. We got to write this shit down. Or you really wrote Mothzilla. Get the fuck. Sorry, had to get rid of that.
All right.
Wait a minute. Act 1. Maybe I should zoom in.
All right.
How are we gonna start this shit? So
I think there needs to be a Apex. So I think Act 1 should be on Skull Island.
I agree.
There should be some. Well, we always have the opening credits, which is a big deal in the MonsterVerse. So like Skull Island had them. Well, the opening credits kind of went to the end credits for King of the Monsters, but I feel like we should kind of have the Skull credit type opening credits that kind of showcase the state of the world in this movie. I know they kind of hinted at it, but I think it showcased the background of Monarch, give a little background of Kong. There needs to be an epic opening credits scene. I think on Skull Island would be really cool, where we're kind of brought into like Monarch. We find out that they're trying to pull, because like what is it they indicated the last movie? They're going into the Hollow Earth. Maybe they're getting ready to go on this big epic journey into the Hollow Earth. So I think that's pretty much where I'd go Act 1. And they're going to use Mechagodzilla to do so, because they don't want any massive weapons to damage the ecosystem they want to explore, but they need a machine to be able to fight off the Titans. Right. So Mechagodzilla should be the big machine utilized to go inside the Hollow Earth, because they're trying to look for the origin of the Titans. Then this is where you bring in Apex, who is a criminal organization. Maybe they're infiltrated Monarch, kind of like S.H.I.E.L.D., and they hijack the Mechagodzilla. I think Act 1 should be kind of showcasing Mechagodzilla and kind of giving an idea and a background of the state of the world, like with Godzilla. So, and then Apex is going to manipulate the Titans for warfare because of reasons. Maybe they work with Charles Dance. I don't know. I would like to see. I would also like to see Skull Island when Ghidorah made the Alpha Call. No, Apex.
Oh yeah.
Apex is pretty much confirmed at this point, because even Adam Wingard has Apex listed everywhere. So Godzilla ruling, right. It's kind of in a peaceful state. Monarch's getting ready to.
So, do you think they should show the call, Ghidorah's call, after the opening credits, and then like flash forward to modern day?
Yeah, I think maybe. I don't know. Maybe you could have just kind of like a recap of the MonsterVerse. Kind of, you know how like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies would do it?
Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of cool. Maybe get some really creative like Matt Frank artwork or something like that over the credits, kind of showcasing the history of the MonsterVerse. I actually like that idea. I think that'd be kind of cool. Yes, they should. Amber Heard appears out of the water as the villain. Oh, jeez.
My God.
History of MonsterVerse. Yeah. Oh my God, that's brilliant, because then you get like you can tell the audience kind of what happened beforehand without them necessarily. You show kind of an image of Ghidorah's like head, kind of showcased like as kind of like an indicator of the plot.
Right. So
Monarch. I'll say this: Monarch may have the Mechagodzilla, but like Apex has Ghidorah's DNA.
Sure.
Okay. See, this is fun. We're just kind of like we're like little right. We're solving mystery here.
When I wrote my plot. Basically the way that I really liked my Act 1, and then everything after that fell apart because I didn't know how to follow up on it. But basically, I believe what I said was like, they went like Kong is kind of like annoyed by the whole Mechagodzilla thing being built. So he's like, he checks on it all the time. And he's like, what the fuck is this thing? Like, I'll leave it alone because I like the Monarch people. And I would assume that Aaron Brooks would still be on the island working on that. And he kind of befriended him. So I can't remember exactly what I said there, but
yeah, I don't remember either. To be fair, I don't remember much of
You know what? I'm going to go find my plot because I actually like the beginning, but
okay, we'll go ahead and pull this thing up. So cool opening credits, background of Monarch, Kong, Hollow Earth, Apex. I think they'll have to showcase like our new lead characters, because we got to find a role for like everybody involved in this movie. So I kind of like the idea of somebody like infiltrating Monarch, because Monarch has gained so much power. They have access to all these weapons, military things. They had access to the Orca. Now that's got to cause some controversy amongst countries across the world. Like that has to have some repercussions. Like, wow, you just had this little device that can manipulate Titans to attack various major cities around the world. Where is this technology? Perhaps they kidnapped Mark Russell since he's the one who created it. Boom. See, I'm coming up with all this cool shit. I should have been in the writer's room.
Maybe. What the fuck?
I'm going to have a second separate section down here for me, just kind of throwing ideas out there.
Yeah.
Apex kidnap that. You know what? I got it. Kidnaps Mark Russell to recreate the orca.
I'm gonna go piss. You write down. You do your brainstorming.
Okay, so Apex kidnaps Mark Russell to recreate the orca because they worked for Charles Dance, right? They worked for Alan Jonah. Alan Jonah. Okay. That's it. So I'll say this: Apex kidnaps Mark Russell to recreate the orca. They work for Alan Jonah. They need his orca technology to implement into Mechagodzilla. We'll have okay. There's an idea there. All right, let's read some of these comments. Isn't the kid who played Russell and Deadpool going to be in Godzilla vs Kong? Yeah, the kid is going to be in the movie. Julian Dennison. Ghidorah is the meteor that killed the dinosaurs. Just kidding. He's not that big enough. Yeah, that's true. What's killed? No, it wasn't what killed the dinosaurs. The Ice Age that killed the dinosaurs, according to Mr. Freeze. Okay.
So I found my plot. I can read the beginning to you because, so like I threw in a little like extra detail that probably didn't need to be there. So mine actually starts at Skull Island, and
yeah, I feel like Skull Island would be the good starting point.
Right. I made a note that like to give some time reference. I was like the Iwis are living in a structure that they built out of the Skull Devil's bones. Like hey, like Kong defeated him like a long time ago and all that shit.
Mm-hmm. But we also realized that Iwis were kind of working with outside people in Skull Island Birth of Kong.
Right. Now, in that comic, there were people there that spoke English, or at least like one guy. Right. I wonder if more of them will pick that up because people.
This is the 90s, right?
Because Monarch's been living on the island for a while.
Yeah, so Monarch's currently living on the island. So I remember the one kid who saves her. You know what? I think the Julian Dennison character is probably going to be an Eevee kid. And then he's like an exchange student who meets Madison due to the connections to Monarch. That's some ideas. See, I'm looking at the comic right here. There he is. There's Kong. Boy, he's huge. But yeah, one of the kids spoke English. I have to reread that again. So Monarch has been working on Skull Island.
So actually, mine started with the Ghidorah call. Actually, so that's funny. And then I flash back to the aftermath, and I was like, the coexistence Serizawa talked about seems to be true. Godzilla's keeping everything in check. The natural world is doing better. So, okay, that's cool. So basically, I said like the military has a better relationship with Monarch, and they're like allowing them to monitor the Titans. Basically, okay. So
Godzilla island to explore the Hollow Earth because. On the island to explore Hollow Earth because all the Titans are coming to Skull Island, right? That was something we knew.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Let me keep reading here.
Island. They want to figure out what's going on. Why is there a war going on underneath?
Basically, I said. So yeah, they're building Mechagodzilla on the island to explore the Hollow Earth, and then. I just straight up said Apex infiltrates it, and I
right?
said what?
So, because like the Alexander Skarsgård and was it Isaac Gonzalez? I think they're going to be people who are just on a mission, thinking things are going to go normal. That's when Apex things they crash in the middle of the island, and they have to get control of Mechagodzilla or something.
So I said they convince Alex Skarsgård's character, who is part of Monarch, to help them for some personal motivation, promise, whatever. Because I don't know, maybe he understands how to like work Mechagodzilla. I don't know.
Yeah, yes, Monster X Zero. We're just kind of just for fun, just writing the plot based on what we kind of know a little bit going into the movie. So,
so
throwing some ideas out there.
So actually, I don't know if my idea even makes sense here, but basically, I said that the Hollow Earth thing that brings all the Titans to Skull Island is actually Apex using Mechagodzilla to send out like an orca signal, but that could be the Nozuki Titan instead.
Right. There's so much potential, but Nozuki doesn't seem like the big threat. Well, we know Mechagodzilla is like kind of the big threat. I don't know. Is he the big threat? Because I've heard kind of back and forth things with people talking, so I don't really know. Because Ghidorah's DNA has to play a factor in this somehow. I say they put his DNA integrated into Mechagodzilla as kind of a power source, but it kind of, because due to his alien physiology, he starts to regenerate and probably takes over Mechagodzilla maybe, and just kind of like how the Kiryu thing was with the bones of Godzilla.
Like gives Mechagodzilla his own consciousness or some shit.
Right. Like they have, like Ghidorah's consciousness kind of takes over. So I mean that's a potential thing. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but I was agree they called Titans on Island, and Kong thought it was Godzilla's fault. Yeah, that's some good ideas there, because there has to be a reason that they're going to be fighting, or maybe I don't know.
Basically, the way that I see it, I think the way that I wrote it here is that that Nozuki Titan basically kind of just causes a disturbance on Skull Island, and that draws Godzilla. And Godzilla's like, I got to take care of this, and Kong's like, no, I have to, because this is my island, and then they fight over it.
Mm-hmm. And Godzilla's trying to keep check of all the Titans going on Skull Island. There'll probably be a misunderstanding. And Kong's the aggressor because he's had enough of these damn Titans. He's like, no, this is my place. Get the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Dang, we're trying to come up with this thing based on... Now it's getting kind of tricky. Behemoth is the real hero. That's right. Behemoth is. So, all right, keep writing.
Sir occupying Skull Island, building the mech. Although, so in the... I don't know if you remember the set photos, but it looked like Skarsgård and Gonzalez like had like a plane wreck.
Yeah, so I think there's a fight on the... I think they're in kind of a fight, and then... Because he said he works closely with Kong, so I think he's probably one of the few humans who has a connection with Kong. Because the way I look at it, Kong is kind of the Titan connection to people, whereas Godzilla is the connection to the Titans. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, he's the peacekeeper amongst the Titans. I think Kong is probably the peacekeeper amongst the Titans. And the only way for kind of the world to work in balance is if the two of them can kind of coexist. But because I think Godzilla probably attacks cities probably because humans cause some problems. I think that's pretty much a given for this one because, well, they built Mechagodzilla. They unleashed the Orca, even though he was kind of keeping things in check. But Ghidorah's DNA kind of may have inadvertently caused, probably would have had some major repercussions on the environment and kind of the world itself. Probably because it's an alien and it has all this power like within inside it, maybe creating new pharmaceutical weapons or something like that, or genetic cloning, kind of like Jurassic World is kind of turning into. I think weaponized Titans, if you can utilize the Orca technology, could be a real threat to ending civilization as we know it. Now, what is Madison probably doing? I think they're probably going to be there to kind of I don't know what role she would have, because her role was linked to her mother, and if her and her dad are there and they have this other kid, there's got to be a reason for them in the movie. Maybe they're kind of trying to figure out why the Titans have been going to Skull Island. Maybe they explore the Hollow Earth. I don't know. I think they're probably trying, because I would assume since she's kind of like with her dad, she kind of knows a bit about animal behavior because her dad was the expert in the last movie. Maybe he's passing.
You know what? I feel like maybe because she was like the one that like was running around Boston with the Orca. I think she probably would go down in the Hollow Earth. Maybe Mark is more like the Raymond Burr of Godzilla Returns, where he's like, I know what's going on and I'm the expert. Listen to me. You know,
right.
I could see that happening because Sarazawa's not there anymore. So,
right. Because like, and another thing that has to stay, another thing that still has to have meaning is Sarazawa's sacrifice. You wouldn't just have it in there without it carrying over to the next one. You can't just ignore the importance of that.
That's why I kind of see, because Mark Russell, after Sarazawa sacrificed himself, he was like, oh, Godzilla's not actually a bad dude. You know what I mean? So maybe he kind of got the torch passed to him in a way, because didn't he give him his fucking notes too?
Yeah, he gave him his notes because it was him and Zhang Ji, or what was it, Chen.
I think that Chen and her sister, I think they're probably going to have some side plot with Mothra in the movie.
Right,
somehow.
right. They're both going to be in the movie this time, not just one. I think Well,
Right.
you'll probably see Mark and was it Chen dating? Probably. I think that's pretty much a given. They kind of hinted that in the last movie. At least that's what I got when I watched it. And maybe that's where the next generation of Mothra twins comes in. I don't know, just a theory. But what else was I gonna say? So I think it'll be like that. I think I think you'll kind of have like a divide within Monarch after Apex infiltrates them, and then maybe they'll have like kind of like a Civil War type debate where you'll have some people who will be like, "No, Kong is the right one. No, Godzilla's the right one." I think Mark will be on Godzilla's side this time because that was kind of his arc. Because it's like, no, Serizawa's sacrifice had meaning. Like, look at the Titans were in balance. Somebody came in and screwed this all up.
You would maybe they might not do this in this movie. I don't know. They should. But they need to have either Houston Brooks or Aaron Brooks in this movie to take Kong's side on something.
Right. You need to have both.
Right, because they're close to him. But so I kind of had like an idea. So Skarsgård, like he said something about being close to Kong. Maybe Kong is like getting frustrated or nervous by the mech. Because at first he was like, oh, it's just an outpost. And now he's like, now they're building a giant like Titan-sized thing. He's getting angry. So, they like, Skarsgård is like good with Kong or some shit. So like, we'll send him there and I don't know the extent of their relationship, but maybe they know Skarsgård is like, he's been there before and him and Kong have some kind of relationship. He's like, we'll send him there to kind of tame him a little bit. Something like that. But I don't know why they would get fucking shipwrecked.
I think maybe their vessels, their ships, their plane or whatever they're traveling now and gets attacked. It could even be by Kong, or maybe Apex shoots it down because they show kind of more advanced future tech. I've seen
that's true.
Photos. So we're definitely going to have some more future tech. I mean, they're building a fucking Mechagodzilla. They're going the Hollow Earth anti-gravity vehicles. Perhaps there's got to be a big thing in the Hollow Earth.
I have an idea. Well, the plane gets shot down, and then Apex is like, "Hey, you're Skarsgård, right? We need you. We're going to use you." And then Gonzalez is like, "I'm the hot girl." I'm like, "Oh, fuck off," you know.
They'll probably have some jokes like that thrown in there. I don't know.
Although I don't know why they'd shoot his plane down if they want to use him, but whatever. I don't care. Big ape fighting big lizard. Nobody cares. Plane just shot down by Apex, I guess. Fuck am I? God, this is why I'm not in Hollywood.
I know, because this is different. We're not crafting our own. We're trying to like figure out what's going on in the movie.
We're trying to piece together a bunch of scrambled.
All right, I got an idea. All right, so Act One, they fight on the Act One is the first ends with Act One. I think you know what. Come to think of it, I think they're going to fight twice. I don't think they're going to fight 3 times in this.
Well, because Mechagodzilla might be the third.
Right. So I think first fight, the end of Act One, or maybe Act Two. I think they'll have their meet. They'll probably have everything set up by the end of Act One, and then maybe in middle of Act Two or something is when they meet. So we'll say roughly end of Act One, kind of middle of Act Two or something is when they meet. Okay, is when we'll say first fight ends Act Two.
Sure. That's like the aircraft carrier thing.
Yeah, first aircraft carrier. Okay, that's going to be the first fight.
I really think they will fight in a city somewhere.
Yeah, I think the first fight, aircraft carrier near Skull Island. I think that because they're going to have to fight on Skull Island at some point. Then the end of Act Two is getting off Skull Island and heading to Hong Kong for whatever reason. Because they're going to fight in Hong Kong, right? And then that's where Kong leaves his island. What if Skull Island gets destroyed? That's why the island's unstable.
Like from underneath, like it caves or something.
It's possible. It's all possible.
Son of Kong. Son of Kong Easter egg.
Yep. Yeah, they should do the Mothra Trent on Dead Studios. Damn it. Now we're trying to come up with this damn thing based on what we know, just trying to figure it out. Now it's getting tricky. So, Act 3. So Act 3 will be in Hong Kong. Godzilla and Kong fight. Mechagodzilla shows up for whatever reason. Mechagodzilla shows up because at this point, I'm going to say Mechagodzilla shows up at this point. this point because he has become sentient due to Ghidorah's DNA. I don't know. Ghidorah's DNA. Then they have their team up fight. Ready? All right, so I'm pulling this up. Then they have their team up fight. Then in a crazy twist, Ghidorah starts to regenerate. You get where I'm going with this. Out of Mechagodzilla. It becomes Mechagodzilla / King Ghidorah hybrid monster. I swear to God, if this shit happens,
Well, you know what? Something that could be cool is if they had a Mecha King Ghidorah, but it wasn't necessarily as pretty as the one, like one perfectly robotic head and two normal heads and two perfectly robotic wings, like some kind of hybrid in between.
I think you'll have like Kevin, and then that will be kind of like the side heads, and then like it'll just kind of have this fusion, this crazy hybrid monster. There you go. You'll have like that's how you kind of get your Mecha King Ghidorah, but it's kind of a hybrid. So
It's something new.
Yeah. So there you go. That's how you get Mecha King Ghidorah in the MonsterVerse. You have him fused with Mechagodzilla. I don't know why.
You know what? It's kind of like Monster X turning to Kaiser Ghidorah.
Yeah, it's a crazy idea, but you know what? I think this movie is going for crazy. I really do. So that's kind of how third act. I think the two of them kind of like fight simultaneously because they kind of have. I think at the end of the fight, Godzilla and Kong fight. Godzilla almost kills Kong. But doesn't, and here's the reason. Because we see Kong trying to protect people. People from the collateral damage. Godzilla sees this and stops.
That's something that I definitely see like Kong doing. I don't know if I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I see Godzilla necessarily recognizing that like Kong does.
Well, because remember, he recognized people from the last movie.
True, but like, I don't know. I think it's possible, but we haven't seen Godzilla actively pursue humans. Like, oh, I'm gonna be nice to you.
No. He stops fighting because he sees Kong is trying to be a protector.
Okay, true.
That's what initially stops it, and I think you can do that without any kind of dialogue. You just kind of get an understanding just based on like how Kong emotes. Sure. I think that could be pretty effective, and then that's where the fighting kind of stops.
We need Kong to climb some kind of building in this movie, or Legendary's getting fucked.
No, here's what's going to happen. Kong is going to start climbing like the sides of buildings, and just jumping from them, and then like the buildings are going to start to kind of, or you know what? They'll start to implode, but he'll just be he'll use them as like a jumping platform. He'll like Godzilla fires atomic breath, Kong will like leap behind the buildings and stuff.
And then
Godzilla has people because of the collateral damage. He doesn't actively pursue them, but he has killed people.
Freaking it'd be cool if like Godzilla and Kong were fighting, and then like Kong like knocks Godzilla over, and then he sees like people falling from buildings. He's like, "Oh shit! Look what I'm doing."
Yeah, just kind of an idea, kind of like that. I don't know. Like again, first fight ends Act 1, the aircraft carrier near Skull Island. Act 2 is maybe
I'm piecing it together. I'm getting close to your end of Act 1.
Okay. Act 2 is exploring the Hollow Earth. I want to see how cool and creative the Hollow Earth looks. I want it to look visually stunning.
Yeah, there's so much they can do with that.
Right. It has to be its unique world and something we haven't seen on before. That's what
we need. Houston Brooks in this movie to talk about the Hollow Earth because it's his theory, and like he needs to be there because that's one of the things I really disliked about King of the Monsters. That like you had Chen and Stan in this debate about whether it's real or not, and then when we finally get the payoff to know that it's real, Houston Brooks wasn't there. So it's like, come on, that would have been cool.
Right, because he was the one who just had the theory of the Hollow Earth.
Yeah, because he's like, fuck you, Chen. I was right.
Right.
It's my theory.
Well, he is in King of the Monsters. We know that. Actually, you know what? You think more people would be like, "Oh, you're right about the Hollow Earth."
Yeah. Bill Randa died for that shit, man.
Right. So oh, what are you, Nick now?
I'm not. I mean, I could burp a Slatus him, but no, I don't have it. Chen rests from Skull Island to follow. You know, that would actually be kind of cool. Like, so this disturbance on the Hollow Earth that we can assume is Nazuki, but for now we don't know. It brings Kong to it, obviously, because he's there in Skull Island.
I got it. So, Apex and Mechagodzilla have caused disturbances in the Hollow Earth during the construction, which awakens a bunch of Titans beneath the island. Kong is going crazy. Other Titans are going there, maybe because they're using Orca technology. Just an idea.
So what would Nazuki be like? What's the significance of him? Is he like the king
probably
of the Hollow Earth or some shit? Like,
I think he's just another Titan down there because you got the Skull Crawlers down there. You got this thing. There's Titans that we haven't seen because they're all within the Hollow Earth. I think a horrifying revelation would be when Monarch and that goes in there and they see hundreds of Titans down there.
Right.
How crazy and terrifying would that be? You're like, oh my god, we are fucked if these things get to the surface.
I was thinking like maybe Nazuki. I mean, I know I'm honing in on its significance because it has like a figure, right, and it's being released as something. So I was thinking maybe it's like the king, like Godzilla is the king of the overworld. It's kind of the king of the Hollow Earth, and maybe everything kind of listens to it, and it happens to be under Skull Island. So that could be cool. So like Mechagodzilla disturb Nazuki and all of the skull crawlers down there and everything else. That's not a bad idea. But what I was saying is like, so Godzilla and Kong are drawn to it, and Chen and Russell and the rest of Monarch, they're following Godzilla, so it brings them to Skull Island. Like, oh, Godzilla's going to Skull Island. Let's follow him. You know.
Yeah. All right, Godzilla arrives. What the hell is going on? Come on, microphone. No, the audio was going off.
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay. I mean, there's some cool shit. I think, man, I really want to see the first fight. I really want to hear the old Rivals track play again, like when Godzilla and Ghidorah met. And I want an epic stare down. I want Godzilla, because Kong is on his land. I want to see him standing on the shores of his island. I want to see Godzilla emerge from the sea. And I want to have kind of this stare down, kind of like we had the wide shot of him and Ghidorah, staring before. I want something like that. Maybe the storm is in the background. Because in the CCXP footage, it's not very clear. It looks kind of dark behind them. Again, that's kind of unfinished CGI, but it looked kind of dark behind them. But we are going to get some day battles. That has pretty much been confirmed, which is thank God, because I think we need some day battles, and with Godzilla at least. He's been at night this whole time. And like I said, the original Toho series, night was kind of like a special deal when he fought. Like, it wasn't all the time. But I think we definitely need some day battles.
Oh, yeah. Fuck off, audio.
Yeah, it's just like... It's like, geez, come on now. Come on now.
What the fuck? Oh, you know what? I got it. It's such like a complex movie.
Yeah, and it all comes down to Big Monster versus Duel of the Fates playing in the background, yes. Then we got the other Titans that were heading to Skull Island because of disturbance in the Hollow Earth. You had the human conspiracy theory, people trying to manipulate the Titans to warfare, probably using Orca technology to attack Hong Kong, maybe for reasons to start like a war. Damn, now I'm just getting confused how this thing's gonna all tie together.
It's fine. Just keep writing. We'll figure it out.
Right. Because Act 2, they have to explore the Hollow Earth at some point. Right? Because they have those Hollow Earth anti-gravity vehicles.
Right. Which, by the way, it's cool that they're trying to like Toho had all their cool little like monster fighting tech. Like, here's our cool stuff now.
Right, exactly. See, what I love about the MonsterVerse, it's a mixture of old and new, right? Because like I'll say this, like in some ways I think they've done things better than Toho. I think Ghidorah is better in this universe than he's ever been.
I agree.
I'll say that because he's got his own unique personality. The design's better. His wings actually have function because like his wings are so detached from his body in the other versions. Like how does he even? You know what I mean? Like they don't really bend much. His own unique personality, his regeneration abilities, very intimidating.
Yeah.
Okay, Mina destroys aircraft. A brief battle ensues. Godzilla knocks Kong out.
That's what I'm thinking. And then, so in my original plot thing that I wrote down, I said that after Godzilla knocks out Kong, he's like, and then somehow like Nezuki comes up, and then Godzilla fights him and takes care of him.
I want to see Godzilla fight some skull crawlers, and I feel like there's other titans in this movie we're not aware of.
God damn it! Sorry, my earbud fell out.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah. So, God damn it! There. You know what? I'm gonna send you a private chat because I don't want anybody to.
Oh God! Why'd you send that? Jeez! All this. Never mind. So much fun. So how are you doing today, chat? It's good to talk with y'all. How many people are watching this thing right now? Let's see. Not showing me how many people are watching. Even though I'm trying to watch as many as I can. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, 6 watching. Okay.
I sent you something that I saw on Reddit that the other day that triggered me and it confused the hell out of me.
What?
Yeah.
That sounds kind of amazing.
It does. I don't know how the hell.
Well, you know what? If you remember, well, he's gonna have a. All right. We also got to factor in how does he get a battle axe? Who built it for him? What if it's a weapon, a mystical weapon like his Mjolnir in the Hollow Earth?
You know what I said? He takes it in one of the battles. He like just straight up rips it off of Godzilla somehow. But Kong is tough.
He's tough, but you know what? I have a feeling that some of the stuff is probably ancient stuff within the Hollow Earth because they're going to have to explore the Hollow Earth. I think there's going to be some ancient civilizations down there, maybe with even people, maybe an advanced. Right. Maybe what if Apex are fucking aliens? How cool would that be?
What if they're Hollow Earth people?
Right, the Seatopians.
Yeah, do a spin-off show. Fuck it, the Hollow Earth people. I don't care.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't like shit. And I'm pretty sure that is real. It wasn't like artwork. It was like a sculpted figure of that. So I have no clue. Maybe that was. I don't know.
We should just kind of tell the chat, everyone, what Kaiju Network sent me. Okay, so the thing he sent me, I'm going to say it out loud here because we don't even know if this is real or not. But okay, so Kong apparently in this thing he saw was holding 2 skull crawlers on chain leashes like battle dogs. Saying that out loud just sounds insanely stupid, but kind of amazing. I think that's where they're going with this movie. It's like, you know what? None of this is realistic. Let's just kind of go crazy and have fun with it. Let's go Final Wars level of insane.
Right.
And you know what? I'm all for that. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Just have some fun. I don't need a darkly, dead set serious GVK movie. I kind of want to just be entertained, right? I want to just leave the theater like I had a blast with that thing. Like, I don't want really obnoxious humor or anything like that, but I just want to have a really good time. I want to be very entertained. I want to leave the theater like when I leave a John Wick movie. The right blend of, like, action and humor.
So, okay, let's see. I want to figure out this axe thing, because for the last battle, that Kong has to have an axe, but we need to figure out how he gets it. I personally think... Really? Okay. Because...
Now that I'm thinking about it, because at first I was saying it looks like Godzilla's dorsal plate, but kind of looking at the toys and now, like, it doesn't really look like a dorsal plate at this point. And it looks like it's some, like, rare earth element. Maybe it can, oh my god, what if this is how he does his lightning shit? Like, it's literally Mjolnir for Kong.
Or Element X.
Yes, Element X. Holy shit, that's another one. It's Element X. That's what it's made of.
Don't stop Kong. Oh my god, dude. Doctor Who's in this movie? Oh, shit.
Oh, I love Doctor Who. He was such a scenery-chewing bad guy.
Oh my god. That would be amazing.
See, look at us. right now. We're like on a roll.
So okay, so let's just say that they battle. Godzilla takes care of them. Kong's out somehow, and then
I think what'll
Godzilla.
happen is maybe the ship they're on kind of collapses, breaks apart, that aircraft carrier. You know, I like the they're not going to be able to stand on that thing. I know it's not realistic. People are complaining like they wouldn't survive in the real world anyways.
It's gonna crash right. It's gonna break right away.
Right. Well, they're kind of both standing on it stationary. They're gonna have, because the military is just gonna be like, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna shoot both these things. We need less Titans in the world. Maybe because Godzilla's kind of like keeping the peace, and people are kind of keeping their distance from him. Like, oh hey, look at him, got cruise goer spot Godzilla. He's just like, all right, we seem to be in good shape here, but something has to trigger his rage. It's got to be Apex and Mechagodzilla. Because maybe he feels insulted that they built something that resembles him. And maybe they're using the Orca to mimic his alpha calls.
Sure. Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Perhaps maybe Mechagodzilla is causing all this chaos, but it's like been kind of in the shadows, and that's why Kong thinks it's Godzilla doing all this stuff.
Yeah, sure. And then, but they realize Mechagodzilla is interfering with both the world and Skull Island, so they're common enemy, or he's a common enemy. So
and
of course,
now, how does Ghidorah's DNA factor into this thing? Because it's got to pay off in the movie somehow, right? I think it's got to end up somehow like as a power source for Mechagodzilla. How else are you going to power that damn thing, right? Because Ghidorah can. We saw in the last movie, he can like bite onto electricity and kind of absorb the energy. Or maybe I'm trying to think of ideas. What about that Mechagodzilla toy? What if that wasn't like that was a means to siphon and drain energy?
Well, so they take Godzilla's energy and power Mechagodzilla with it or something.
Yep, that's why he's in a weakened state, and Kong's able to get kind of an upper hand.
Smart. Or didn't you say? Was it you that said at one point like they maybe try to inject Kong with something, but it really doesn't work?
Yeah.
What if
that Kong was hurt, and maybe they inject him with some of Ghidorah's regenerative DNA, and that's how he's able to get his lightning powers?
Yes, that's amazing.
See, like I said, it's throwing these ideas out there.
God damn it.
Just gravity beams. Look at this shit.
Fuck. I wrote myself into a corner. I don't know what to do. All right. So Godzilla goes to the Hollow Earth, and Nazuki comes out. He's like, fuck you. I'm coming out because something's calling me. And he's like, no, it wasn't me. So you get the hell out of here. Well, obviously, it was Mechagodzilla. So then Godzilla like fights him. He kind of retreats. I'm thinking, Hong Kong is some kind of like mega Hollow Earth, like earthquake fault line kind of thing.
Right.
And Mechagodzilla is going there because he knows that'll bring everything out. I guess. I don't know.
Oh, Undead Studios, I like the Batman trailer. I thought it was cool. And they've only shot like a quarter of the movie, so there's still a lot more to
I don't know how I feel about the Nirvana song in there. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know.
I think this movie's set in the 90s, but we'll see. Okay, so Act 1, aircraft carrier near Skull Island, tension fueled.
So we see Godzilla battle him. Nazuki retreats. Okay, where the fuck? Okay, so one thing that I was struggling with when I was writing it was, where do Godzilla and Kong go? Like, are they following Mechagodzilla? They can't leave that early. So Godzilla probably is like, okay, I took care of this Nazuki guy. I'm going to go back to wherever. So he's going to leave, probably.
Possibly. Maybe there's got to be something factoring on Hong Kong.
Godzilla
we saw him holding like a radio tower or something in one of the toys. So I think.
Ooh. Oh, Godzilla? Oh, yeah.
Maybe that radio tower's in Hong Kong and it's projecting the Orca signal.
Well, what if it's like Godzilla versus Gigan when like that radio tower was the fake Godzilla?
Mm-hmm.
I
think there may be. I got it. So they're going to utilize Ghidorah's bioacoustics to trick Godzilla.
Well, like trick him that Mechagodzilla is really Ghidorah or something?
Or no, trick him to like go to certain areas and cause destruction, making him kind of an enemy. Well, that's an interesting, because remember in the thing he's like holding a radio tower, so perhaps somebody's like gets the idea, hey, you know what, with Godzilla out of the picture, like that's all right, I got it. Apex is trying to manipulate the Titans for warfare, and they'll use the Mechagodzilla as the ultimate weapon.
Yeah,
because it's like because we're modifying this vehicle in order to enter the Hollow Earth.
You know what?
This war. Damn,
You know, I thought of actually a good. You should write that down somewhere. But I thought of a good motive for that because I was like some humans just want the fucking got monsters to fight each other. That's dumb. But what if literally there are like underground civilizations and they want to get rid of the overworld people so that they can come up?
There you go.
The best way to do that is to wipe everything out, all the titans that are on the overworld, all the people that are on the overworld. So they're like, oh, we'll cause war up there. It doesn't affect us because we're not them.
Well, there's going to be wars underneath too.
Well, that could be true. Yeah. Oh.
God, we just have so many ideas with this thing. Like, oh, and then this one, and then this one. See, this is fun though. This is more fun than just Kong wants revenge because humans killed his son Harambe.
Oh my god.
Amazing. All right, cool. Underground civilization, Star Wars above and below the surface. Apex kidnaps Mark Russell to recreate the Orca. They work.
So I think I'm done with Act 1 here, but so you had Act 2, they explore Hollow Earth. So I think throughout the first battle, all the Monarch people are on Skull Island still because they were gonna go find. You're like, oh, because I think. Keep going.
I was gonna say they were seeking the origins of the Titans below the Hollow Earth. Remember that?
Right. So I'm thinking like maybe what happens is they see Mechagodzilla get taken away and they're like, oh fuck, we gotta go to that. And they're like, oh wait, never mind. Kong and Godzilla are about to fight, so they have to watch that. So they watch that, and then Kong gets knocked out, and then they're like, oh my god, this Nozuki thing came from under the earth, and Godzilla fought it. We need to go there. So then all of the Monarch crew just goes in the Hollow Earth on Skull Island.
Yeah, I think Kong's gonna attack Nozuki though. I think that's
really.
I think that's gonna be his opponent, just kind of like I think that might just be a test opponent for him. And then the skull crawlers are just his. He uses them like the idea of him chaining them up like dogs. Hey, whatever happened to that footage where they say Ghidorah was chained up? Remember that footage description?
I don't know.
Damn it! Coming up with the movie is hard.
God damn it. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Excuse me. Just think. All right, Chad, give us some ideas for this. So, Mark, we got to think of the factors they play in. Again, I have some ideas of like what I think will happen. It's just a matter of piecing this all together.
All right.
Print this plot. Michael Bay.
We just gotta throw it together. Just start throwing shit together, and then we can go back and see what doesn't make sense or what would be better. So I'm just gonna go with what I had for Act 1, and kind of you had your ideas for Act 2, and we can work on 3 or whatnot.
Right. So the fight, I think they come away both pretty damaged. I think Kong is just kind of unconscious. Perhaps maybe Mechagodzilla breaks up their first fight.
I feel like Apex, like once they get him, they're gonna take him and just go. Like they're gonna dip the island as fast as they can. We also don't know if Mechagodzilla flies or swims.
Right, and there has to be a way to power that darn thing for an extended period of time. I think that's what they stole Ghidorah for, as a power source. But Ghidorah, they somehow kind of reawaken him a bit, and he starts forming around the exoskeleton of Mechagodzilla.
I was thinking
maybe when he fights Godzilla, that kind of wakes him up, kind of like in the Kiryu movies.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I was thinking the way that they power Mechagodzilla. See, the way that I saw it was that Monarch makes Mechagodzilla literally to do what Doctor Who did, except instead of searching for Element X, they're just digging underneath. But I was thinking they can power it with the storm system on the island. But to replace that, Apex is like, okay, we have this Ghidorah shit. We'll put it in there, right? So then they can kind of take them away from the island and still not. Yeah, it's kind of like a portable charger. Like you don't have to sit there with the outlet, which would be the storm system. So they can take them away if they have Ghidorah's shit in there. But I don't know. Would he fly? I don't think they're gonna have him fly. I don't know. Maybe he like morphs into a transformer flying mode. I don't know.
Maybe he just walks. I don't know. You know, Pacific Rim, the Jaegers could kind of fly. I mean, this is where the franchise is going. It's kind of going Pacific Rim-y with its technology. And you know what? That's fine. Like, it doesn't have to be real, super grounded in reality at this point. Like, the reality kind of went out the window as we slowly worked into the fantastical.
Yeah.
I mean, movie one, it was just kind of grounded. Like, the second movie got, like, ideas of the Hollow Earth. Third movie, space dragons.
Well, you know what? The way I like to look at it is the way that we see the universe as the audience is how the world would see it in the movies. Because as of 2014, people on Earth were like, "Oh, it's just a bunch of monsters," you know, like they don't know any better. They think it's still kind of realistic, but then they see the space monsters and like, "Oh shit, it's not."
And
So
then
we kind
Monarch
of
released all their files to the public.
we see it from the perspective of like the citizens that don't know much about Monarch.
Well, at this point, they should know because remember, they released all their files to the public.
Well, no, I'm saying now they do, but like originally, it was like 2014 seemed like a fluke. But as the audience, we kind of thought that too. Like we didn't know too much about the past.
I think there'll be also more civil unrest with the people because remember there was people petitioning, destroy all Titans, do all this. That has to play a factor, I think. I don't know. This movie's so secretive. Damn it! Why am I just trying to pull this thing together now? Come on.
Okay, wait a minute. Nozuki retreats, Godzilla dips the island. Okay, and then my final point, I would say, okay, so for Act 2, just be like, I'll put a bullet point. Monarch, fuck. I hate when they auto like tab. Monarch stays in Flores, Hollow Earth. Maybe like Kong follows him in or something when he wakes up.
Mm-hmm.
Hollow Earth. Kong awakes and follows
Godzilla.
Monarch.
Follows Monarch, maybe into the that's a good one. Into the Hollow Earth. That's where he gets his battle axe for the second battle.
There it is. Cool.
It's a legendary weapon because they're finding some ancient civilizations where humans and Titans coexisted together. So we're like,
that would be pretty cool, actually. Like, yeah, like they find a big civilization, and then Kong's like kind of following behind them, and then
Kong,
he's like, "Oh shit!"
Maybe Kong finds remnants of a species down there.
Of his species.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of cool too if they played with the idea of like basically that being hell for him because the skull crawlers come from there and all that.
Right, and maybe he finds bones of like some of his species, or like he sees kind of like
he's confronting his past, and Monarch is confronting. Yeah.
Really, all right. That sounds awesome. And Godzilla's going out because Godzilla's like, all right, I got to take care of shit. He kind of maybe he's trying to find out what's going on with the world with all these Titans because he's got a job to do. He's got to keep the world.
Yeah. So maybe
like, he sees Kong as just an obstacle. He doesn't give a shit.
Right. So maybe I'm thinking what happens is while Kong and Monarch is under the ground discovering shit, Godzilla is bouncing around the world, getting rid of all these like aberrations. Freaking DC's Legends of Tomorrow. All these like random monsters that keep coming up, but he doesn't realize it's really Mechagodzilla doing it. So he's just hopping around.
Right. Maybe Mechagodzilla is awakening other Titans around the world to keep Godzilla occupied because Godzilla's going to be like just fighting stuff nonstop. He's going to be kind of exhausted.
Well, because I was thinking Monarch probably doesn't, or Apex doesn't want Godzilla to be like in Hong Kong if that's where they know they can release everything. So keeping him away, I guess. Kong
awakens, follows Monarch on Earth, they find ancient civilizations and get his battle axe. And humans, because they used to live in coexistence, kind of like how Godzilla had his temple, like deep down. Like, how did that even happen? Like, how did it get flooded? Was that always flooded?
Kong pulls the axe out like the Arthur's sword.
Oh my god! This is Mjolnir. Kong finds the axe and just something kind of speaks to him about it. Maybe it like pulsating with energy, and people are like, "What the hell is that?"
Dude, you know what's? Oh my god! Kong sees the axe. And then sees like a cave painting of a Kong using it. And he's like, oh shit.
There you go.
It's like the ancient weapon that I'm supposed to use.
Right. It was built for a species. Because like remember how they had the Godzillas and Kongs fighting at the cave painting? That was the weapon used to fight Godzilla's species.
Yeah, boom. It's like Destiny and all that bullshit.
That's what it is. It's fucking Destiny and bullshit.
I literally just wrote axe. What the fuck?
Yeah, axe for used by his ancient species. All right, I'm going to write that one. Used by Kong species to fight Godzilla. a weapon fit for a king, right?
Yeah.
Damn, look at us! Like we're just coming up with this shit on the fly.
You know what? I hope we're like so wrong about everything.
The sub shit, I kind of hope we're not, because like I like the idea of him going to the Hollow Earth and getting the battle.
No, I agree. I mean, like it would be funny if like we have all these predictions and we just put everything together the backwards ass order.
Right. You know what? Let's save some of these, and we should do a follow-up video to see how wrong we were or how right we were.
That'll be great. Yeah, we'll revisit the document.
All right, we'll revisit our document.
Oh shit, you had a lot for Act 3. So this is a question that we need to pose. So, in my opinion, even though this could be the last movie, they had a writer's room for the future of the MonsterVerse, not just this movie. So this, I think, will have an open ending.
Yeah, I think what'll happen is I have a few. Well, here's the deal: like if they're gonna fight in Hong Kong, that's gonna be an access point into the Hollow Earth. I think what might happen is Godzilla might make a big sacrifice play instead of Kong, where people would expect. I think what'll happen is maybe he falls into the Hollow Earth with Mechagodzilla, and that's
he goes 84 style.
He goes 84 style into the Hollow Earth.
Oh my god. Brilliant. Oh, like yeah, he kind of like he's like, you know what, fuck this. He just takes
the only way to maybe it's the only way to get rid of the Mechagodzilla Ghidorah hybrid monster we're talking about. Godzilla falls in. They ultimately win, but Godzilla has to sacrifice himself. He's Superman and BVS.
You know what? Like one thing I wonder about Godzilla 2 though is that like so there was a skeleton in the Philippines. So is it possible that there's a bunch of them just dormant?
I have a feeling there might. I really want to see.
Like, could there be like a Godzilla Junior that just comes out of hibernation?
I really want to see a Junior, and I want to see a Son of Kong. I want to see an animated TV show with the two of them before time style, talking, singing songs.
Oh my god,
my
dude!
Daddy will kick your daddy's ass. It's King Kong, not King Godzilla. Suck my. Never mind.
Suck my King Dong.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Did you write down the 84 style sacrifice? Oh, there it is. You're right.
The ultimate sacrifice.
Oh, that's
from
beautiful.
Godzilla. Remember when Adam Wingard just posted that random image of Godzilla falling into hell?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he posted it. I remember on his Instagram. He just had this image. It was art from Godzilla in hell. I have the.
Was it on his story or like an actual post?
Story. So let me. It was this image right here. And as you can see there, that's him just kind of going into hell. It's going to be Dark Knight Rises style for if they do a fifth movie.
Oh my god. I think we cracked the code. No, so Godzilla goes around the world.
I think it's going to be, he's going to have his big fall. I don't know. Maybe that'll happen in the movie. Maybe that happens Act 2 or something. Maybe he falls in. I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing some ideas out there, but we're trying to.
You know what? How about this shit? Godzilla sacrifices himself, and then like a Junior comes up, and Kong's like, "I'm gonna raise you as my son because me and Godzilla were good friends, and he's died for me."
Yeah, because like the thing would be for Kong to sacrifice himself, but since you don't know the rights issues, Godzilla, it would make sense to kind of have him in a way where you can bring him back, but also maybe potentially go with Kong, and then that's how Kong becomes King Kong because Godzilla's out of the picture.
Yeah, I mean, and
without him winning the fight.
The series has already flipped Kong's story on its head by not killing him in the first movie already. So
right, the ultimate sacrifice from Godzilla 84 style.
I don't know the legality though of Legendary killing Godzilla.
So saves the day.
We'll see. I think they could probably get away with it by saying, "Hey, there's actually a Junior." Maybe they could explore that in this movie. I don't know.
Kong tries to save him, but he can't. And that failure is going to live with Kong.
Sure.
But he can't. Meanwhile, remember that world serpent idea people were talking about?
I think that's kind of like Nozuki, but I don't know.
Meanwhile, when they fell into the Hollow Earth, I remember hearing it's like they called it the world serpent. It was like super gigantic, huge, humongous thing. I remember hearing stuff like that, and it was like the ultimate titan. Meanwhile, after Godzilla falls, the ultimate titan rises. I don't know. I'm throwing an idea there. Rises. And you know what this ultimate titan is?
What?
Gamera.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Her post-credit scene, Gamera.
Oh my god.
Fuck, if they had Gamera as a post-credit scene, they'd have to. Well, assuming they theaters are open next year, I think they will be. They're starting to open up again. Hopefully, they're in a more normal state of normalcy, and we can get through this stupid pandemic shit. I'm so tired of this. It's just getting to my nerves.
Yeah. So Godzilla. Okay, I need to. God damn it. So the second act. So Kong's in the Hollow Earth. He finds shit. So does Monarch. Godzilla goes around the world defeating the Titans that keep rising from Mechagodzilla. Mecha G makes his way. Balls. No, we definitely need to have like a. So we learn Apex is actually underworld people. Haha.
The Seatopians. Oh, you know,
There's
the
isn't that like Megalon, like underground people?
the Seatopians.
Yeah.
I just watched that one like a week ago or something. Okay, you know what? I got a Kong finds a weapon. We actually learn a little bit more about the ancient history between the Kong and Godzilla species.
Sure. Maybe that'd be kind of like cringy. Maybe Kong like sees that. I don't know. Like, how would he? Maybe they're like destined to be enemies, but like they kind of change their destiny by like eventually becoming friends or some bullshit.
Maybe they're the deciding factor in the human Titan War from ancient years ago. Their species.
Yeah.
And maybe there came to an agreement where the Kong species would stay on Skull Island and the Godzilla species would just kind of go elsewhere. Just throwing some ideas out there. I think the axe is an ancient weapon, maybe built by Kong worshippers to fight off the Godzilla species. I actually kind of like that idea. It's kind of like his birthright weapon.
What's up? The axe?
Yeah, I think the axe is kind of a birthright weapon for Kong that's found within the Hollow Earth. That's why it's from like that rare. It looks like a rare Earth element. He finds the thing and then he kind of picks it up or something. Maybe something draws him to it. Maybe he sees some giant cave paintings, or maybe there's like a dead Kong there holding the axe, kind of sitting in like a throne chair.
Oh shit!
All right, you know what? I'm gonna put that in there. Kong finds it. In ancient species, in Hollow Earth, and in a temple where the skeleton of another Kong.
Let me read the comments. Man, we gotta get Rodan and Mothra in here.
I don't know if they're in the movie, but
I really think they're gonna do something with Mothra. I hope Rodan's just like there, like you see him on screen a couple times, like in the Madness.
I mean, I really want Rodan needs more of a showing too. He had the most fun sequence in the last movie. He kind of stole he was kind of like, he may have been my favorite because he was such an asshole. He just
but like he was so underused. Like I felt like he was thrown in the final battle. You know what I mean? Like he's like, hey, we'll throw him in there because we need another monster here. Not like it made sense for him. I don't know.
Well, he was Ghidorah's lackey because he got his ass beat. So he's just kind of he's on whatever side. I think he's gonna try and be like the guy on the side is just kind of like, you know what? I'm gonna, whoever is in a vulnerable position, that's when I attack. He's the guy like fighting for power.
You know what? I honestly see. Now, what do you think so? Would Mechagodzilla try to get Titans to fight each other?
I think it's a possibility using the Orca.
Because I was gonna say,
Godzilla and Kong are kind of knocked out of place since Godzilla is like the ultimate alpha. Other Titans kind of just start rising up.
I feel like the Orca is kind of vague in what it can do, because like initially it seemed like, oh, it's like, you know, but it's like to decide an alpha, but like I don't know, could it communicate more in-depth things?
Well, remember it stopped the Titans from fighting when she sent out the signal.
That's true.
Because other times like, oh, Godzilla's around, so
right. Yeah, they probably could. My original idea was that somehow all the Skull Island creatures would fight all of the like other Titans, but I was like, I don't know if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Fuck. I never really included how the Titans are drawn to Skull Island, though.
The seismic activity beneath the island.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I addressed that in what I wrote, though. Rodan, he's an HBO Max series. I wouldn't mind it, but that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, you won't see a Rodan series. Sorry, but
no.
Because Godzilla and Kong, like you might see I think a Monarch one would be kind of cool. It'd basically be Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I don't know. HBO Max is kind of becoming the home for like, because they're kind of like just being like they're the hybrid between movies and TV. Because the Snyder Cut thing is now going to be a 4-part miniseries. Did you hear about that?
Yes, for 1 hour. I'm very excited. I will be getting my free trial. That's what
Yeah,
I'm going to do.
I recommend watching Doom Patrol. That's another one. I'm on season 2, but it's really weird and crazy. But and watching the Harley Quinn show, I think you'd really love that one. That one's funny as hell.
I'm excited for the James Gunn Suicide Squad. That looks cool.
Oh yeah, I feel like that one's gonna be leaps and bounds better than I think it's gonna be the best Suicide Squad movie. Granted, we've had 3 of them so far. I think I like maybe Assault on Arkham the most, and then followed up by Hell to Pay. But I like those 2. Yeah. All right, Godzilla goes around the world defeating titans that keep rising. From Mechagodzilla, we learn Apex is actually underworld people who cause hell. The overworld Mecha G makes his way to the ultimate Hollow Earth opening in Hong Kong because, well, some of the titans are resting beneath large major cities. And plus, it's an excuse to have an action sequence in Hong Kong.
Okay, so I think one point that I'm going to have to go back and add up there is that, like, Mechagodzilla is drawing things to it, maybe. So... Yeah. All the Titans were going to Skull Island because of Mechagodzilla being taken over, maybe. I don't fucking know.
Maybe because Ghidorah's DNA and they recognize him as the previous Alpha.
But that wouldn't explain how Titans were drawn to Skull Island before Apex infiltrated it, so maybe it's not that.
I think the human conspiracy and all that's got to be Mechagodzilla that we've mentioned. The Titans are being drawn there due to the seismic activity, because I think maybe Mechagodzilla is being built in secret beneath the island.
I don't know. It's weird. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe they're testing it like underground, fighting off some skull crawlers and shit before they take out the big guns because they need something.
Mm-hmm.
It just raises too many questions.
Watch a Monarch show. I would watch a Monarch show too. That'd be cool. But
yeah, Monarch show sounds great.
Graham and Sarah Salvo are dead.
Yeah, Graham's is
and Bill Randa.
Oh, Randa would have been like. I mean, you see how old John Goodman is now? He wouldn't have been alive at that point in modern time.
Yeah.
Remember when people thought that what was it? Charles Dance was an older Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, James Conrad, man, it made sense. I don't know.
Yeah,
missed opportunity.
So there's one character who could have come back for the other movies.
Well, we still don't know Brie Larson either, because weren't they both like taken in by Monarch or explained everything?
Yeah, we never did. I think Conrad appears in the Godzilla Aftershock book briefly, but we never really found out what happened to Weaver and all that.
She was going to tell the Russians.
I promise I will tell them.
Yeah, so I don't. Maybe she did.
No,
they didn't do anything about it.
No, I think probably because she She kind of said at the end of the movie she wasn't going to let it be found out by the rest of the world.
Yeah,
but now that the rest of the world knows about it, it's going to bring people to the island.
I always thought that maybe like at some point, like is a random idea that like countries could like try to claim Titans as their own. Like this Titan is our property, and we'll use it as war against the fucking Korean monster or whatever. I don't know.
Right, just some shit like that. Everything's
Jack's Canadian monster.
Right.
Oh god.
It's gonna be just a monster with a giant. It's gonna be a mutated giant moose.
Yeah, he's got a hockey helmet. I want to fight you, eh? Oh god.
Yeah, hoser.
That's great. God damn it. Hong Kong. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. So then Kong. It's okay. What the fuck? God damn it. How did fucking Kong and Godzilla meet again?
They're just drawn to the same location again. And then there's kind of like there's got to be somebody. Maybe Apex realizes they're both still alive, and they're like, fuck, we can't rule the world with those two still alive. Let's get them.
So yeah, that was like I said earlier. They don't want them to come to Hong Kong, so maybe they divert them somewhere else.
Right? They just or maybe they bring them to Hong Kong to cause some chaos.
You know, it'd be really fucking cool. Speaking of that, like tower thing Godzilla had. What if they figure out a way to get the orca to connect with like certain like points, kind of like a data service. So like,
I was
oh,
thinking too.
we can project if we want them to fight in Indonesia, we'll just project the orca to come from Indonesia.
That's a brilliant way to do it because it just creates like targets for these titans.
Yeah.
And, like it just leaves you like you don't have to send in people. The people involved get in danger because the orca is one of the most dangerous things that could be used to somebody's advantage within the MonsterVerse. It's very powerful and dangerous technology. I think that's what'll happen to Mark. I think he gets kidnapped and maybe by Apex so that they can utilize the orca technology. I think Mark's probably going to die in the movie. I think if he survives, I'll be surprised. What do you think?
I
It seems to be a habit of the movies, like, oh, if you're a character in the previous one, you're just gonna die.
I'm not really sure. I don't really know his significance to it. I feel like he should be a significant human character, but at the same time, they're bringing in like 4 new humans that are in the.
Right. He'll be a supporting role. His movie was the last movie. Like his story's kind of like done.
Well, I think maybe they're trying to do like a 2-movie rotation thing because Graham, Serizawa, and Stens are all dead, and they were there for 2 movies.
Well, Stens, we don't know if he's dead now because they deleted that scene.
All right, but like their time is done. Like I don't see him coming back. So maybe they'll do it on like a 2-movie rotation, like just to connect it to the last, and then they wipe him out when the new cast comes in. So
yeah,
I don't know. They should kill Millie Bobby Brown to piss people off.
Yeah, would it really? Actually, some people would, but yeah. So we got. I'm looking at the cast right now. So
I gotta fucking pee again. I also have only like 10 more minutes left, by the way, just letting you know.
Oh, okay. Well, we're getting this shit. So Skarsgård, he's playing a geologist who works closely with Kong. His character's reluctant hero is not an alpha badass and thrown into a very dangerous situation is definitely not equipped for it.
Where are you finding that?
I'm on Wikipedia.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just going there because like they have little links if you want to check out where they lead by Ram Madison, Mark and Emma's daughter. As Godzilla and Kong battle, Madison goes on a journey to decide which of them she will ultimately side with. She probably should side with Godzilla.
Screen Rant has an article about Toho monsters or some shit.
Rebecca Hall, as a participant overwhelming, never said anything there. Brian Tyree Henry, Shona Naguri, Isaac Gonzalez, very smart, behind a company, slightly comedic. Okay. Mark Russell, all these other people. Again, still don't really know. Damn it. Just think, we almost could have had this movie twice this year. Freaking A. Remember, it was originally supposed to come out in March.
Yeah.
And then come out in November.
Isaac Gonzalez. I don't like that she describes the film as slightly comedic. Like, come on.
Well, her character is slightly. That doesn't mean like overwhelming. But then again,
she describes the film, not herself.
Oh, okay.
Like she probably just isn't taking it seriously. She's like, "Oh, big monsters." Let's see. So that's kind of an interesting thing. How Madison's trying to decide which Godzilla or Kong to be sided with. See, this is really tough because we don't really know how much of the movie is focused on that fight. It's really difficult to tell.
Right. All right, let's see what some of the stuff.
God damn it.
Kong are kind of mixed. It's safe to say Universal owns King Kong. Need Rodan HBO. I would totally watch Monarch series if it takes place before their deaths. It's pretty brutal that they were killed off. Serizawa would have the best death you could possibly have. The United States Senate would have to be the fat one like with Ursula. They shouldn't kill off Mark. Enough members of the Russell family have died already. Yeah, it would seem kind of like redundant. Like, you know what? Your role in the last movie is kind of meaningless. We'll just kill you off. Because he was good in the last movie, acting wise. Like he handled things quite well. Like he wasn't an obnoxious character. I don't think Mark was. I know you hate that one guy.
Who, Stanton?
Yeah, you hated Stanton.
Yeah.
Really, they could have probably cut out a character or two. You could have just fused him with the Sam Coleman character.
Yeah.
You really could have just fused them together. There was no reason.
You should have focused more on that Hollow Earth thing with him and Chen.
Right. You could have cut out Coleman altogether. You could have cut out.
Maybe we can do a Godzilla 2 rewrite at some point.
Yeah. And then another thing I'd make the final battle a little bit clearer because even on rewatching it, like there's some cool moments, but it is kind of like the storm kind of takes away from some of the action in a way.
Yeah. All right. Well, All I have to say, looking at this shit, is good luck, Terry Rossio.
Yep, and I don't think
Fucking-
he's the official screenwriter now. I think it's
he's writing the story. Borenstein is doing the screenplay, I believe.
Yeah, the story's by Rossio, Doherty, Zach Shields. It's written by Eric Pearson and Max Borenstein. So I think
Good luck, guys.
Yeah, so the writer of Thor Ragnarok, Black Widow, and Godzilla vs. Kong, because they probably did some reshoots and kind of tweaked things up a bit. So, I mean, just did some kind of work and then just did kind of the screenplays here. So, yeah, did some work.
You know what? This is good though, because we came up with some good ideas that we didn't have initially.
Right. So, I mean, we're coming along pretty good here.
Yeah, and the axe origins, the ending, the sacrifice, a lot of this, the Ghidorah.
And then let's talk post-credit scene. What's the next?
I think there's gonna be something. You know what? Honestly,
there has to be a bigger threat, because maybe the world at this point is like, after the damage caused in Hong Kong, they're like, no, we have to destroy all Titans.
I got it. Space.
That's the next logical step. Space and biologically created kaiju.
Some kind of like asteroid, some kind of space Godzilla looking fucking planet. I don't know.
All right, so because Ghidorah was an alien, so where did he come from?
We don't have a fucking clue.
Right, maybe he was sent, maybe not. We don't know. So another thing here, the ultimate sacrifice, Godzilla, blah blah. Constant, everybody.
Why don't they just do like a Mars thing? Everybody loves to do Mars in cinema now. Just say Ghidorah is a life form from Mars.
Yeah, you could do that. Terraforms the planets. Maybe he's from Saturn or some other planet off into space. I don't know. It's all
or Venus, because Venus is like hell, basically.
Right. Oh, that would be cool. Maybe it explains where you got a storm. I don't know. So much mystery, or just another place we're not aware of. So
that would be a really cool angle if they looked like. Is it Saturn?
Well, no, no. It was originally Venus in the original Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. The Japanese version.
That's where I'm getting that from. But
right.
Is it Saturn that has a giant storm system on it?
I believe so.
Because that would be a really cool angle if they were like, hey, that's like an even bigger threat, because that's a big ass storm.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, what brought Ghidorah to Earth? Like, what made this dragon travel across the entire universe?
Wait a minute. Am I really thinking of the wrong planet? Yeah, I'm thinking of Jupiter, dumbass.
Oh yeah, Jupiter. Whatever. Who fucking cares? Those planets, you can't even live on them. So.
I'm saying, like, they got giant hurricanes on that planet. It's like an entire storm system, the whole planet. You can make something. I don't know, but maybe space. Or I was also thinking, like, maybe just have something super, super like ambiguous. Like I don't know how I would come up with an idea for that, but like let people know that there's something else going on that's still kind of like up in the air. You know what I mean? Like. Mm-hmm. So you don't leave going, oh my God, Gamera or Destroya, or you don't know exactly what's coming. But
I think it would be cool to have a post-credit scene. I think they should. They got to have a post-credit scene. They have to have something just to indicate, like, you know what, we're not done here. Or maybe they won't have one. Maybe they'll just kind of wait and see.
Maybe they can just end the movie on something and not have to do it in the post-credits.
Right, and then announce that like next year's Comic-Con. Hey, we're doing another one.
Godzilla will return and destroy all monsters. Oh my God!
Yeah, keep it an ambiguous ending, and then announce destroy all Titans, and then show concept art of what you want to do. Because you can't have a writer's room just for one movie. It has to.
That's what I'm saying. It would be a really cool idea. Like they could do something about like that person that had the sign saying destroy all monsters. They could do some kind of like Easter egg thing where like that sign is in like ruins of a city, and like they just end of a shot of that sign.
I think the final shot in the movie, say Godzilla makes the big sacrifice to stop, our little mecha Ghidorah hybrid monster, and then he falls because there's an access point in the Hollow Earth, because he showed that image of him kind of falling through, and then this is kind of like Godzilla's seemingly sacrifice. He falls 84 style, and Kong tries to save him but fails, and then that's kind of live with Kong now that he's gone, and then the world kind of thinks that's kind of it for Godzilla, but really you could kind of like bring him back, or you can't, and then Kong is going to kind of stand over the wreckage of the city or something. He's going to hold his axe up like, I'm the new king, but he didn't win the fight. He lost the fight, but they kind of gained a mutual respect. But yeah, and then you still have Godzilla's Dark Knight Rises moment where in Destroy All Titans, the world's kind of hopeless, and that's when he rises up. We're going to have the Deishi Basara chant.
You know what? Like, I'm honestly not opposed to having like just how Godzilla had his roaring ending of he's the king in that movie. Just end it with Kong with his axe standing on top of all the rubble. Just end it there. Fucking have a shot of that, and then maybe you can be like to be continued and or something like that. Like, don't even say what movie it is. Just end it on an ending note, but just let people know that there's more. Like, you don't have to necessarily tease anything. Like, I don't know.
Hmm.
Or another cool fucking idea. I just thought of it. Kong is sitting there. He's got his axe. He's like, "I'm the king now, bitch." He sits on his throne, and then like we zoom up to the sky, and then we see like the diamond of Gigan or some shit.
Uh, I think space is the next logical step. Oh, maybe
Yeah,
maybe the post credit scene has like a distress signal, and then you kind of hear something respond, and then just kind of like a haunting
true.
image, and you don't know what it is. Maybe
Could be
Monarch is
good. Hey, Gamera's come from space before in a movie.
oh, how fucking sweet would that be? Is like kind of hear the post credit scene. It's just they're just like Monarch is also working in space or something like that. Then they're like, we go.
You know what I just thought of? Be like, there's an incoming signal from an alien race, and they just play the Gamera song, Gamera.
The post credit scene should be Baragon
Do
setting
it.
up his own movie since he hadn't the solo outing in decades. That'd be pretty fun. Suicide Squad looks great, but remember, don't get too
Oh my
attached. Yep.
god.
But yeah, post credit scene, they hear a sound effect and it's just Gamera's roar, and then
Dude,
like it's just
fuck
like
it.
a horrified look. All right, that's it. Post credit scene, aliens, invaders.
I just leave it at aliens, like some asteroid, some mysterious.
For the next logical step because we got to have because think about it, you have Earth-based Titans, you had Ghidorah kaiju that came in, you have the mechanized
Well, you
kaiju,
know what? Actually, I
biological
think
weapons being made too. That's another one.
I think though that like, do you think like making a Biolante or something will be the next step before we get to another like to actually going into space though?
I think that's a
Like,
possibility. That's what I said. Unless they're doing that in this movie, maybe.
although have did one of the news clippings say they're making organic Titans too?
Yep.
Okay,
They're
so
organic Titans and mechas are the next logical step to go in, and
maybe.
then you have alien invaders. Like,
I mean, I guess in a way too, like Ghidorah kind of taking over Mechagodzilla is sort of a hybrid of bio like organic and mecha, but fuck it, maybe do like a Biolante fucking thing. I don't know. Hedora,
mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's all possible.
Get your environmental message in there. Yoshimitsu Banno always wanted the remake, so
Yeah, so I think Aliens post credit scene. I'm putting a question mark there. I think it has something to do with that's the next step they're going to go in. And just for fun, Gamera's roar's heard. Maybe Gamera is there to save the Earth.
oh my god, dude, Gamera flies in the last minute. He makes a sacrifice. Oh my god. Hey,
All right,
he did that in Gaios. He threw him in the volcano.
Gamera roar. Maybe Gamera is there to save the Earth because Gamera's been he's the protector of the universe. Or you know what was it? He was built by the Atlanteans. Maybe he's dormant underneath the Hollow Earth. Aliens Gamera roar? Question mark.
All right, I gotta end this thing, but that was good. We got some good ideas. That was kind of fun. Maybe we can do a part two if I'm available at some point. But
Right. This was fun. I just liked having fun, just conversing this, just kind of seeing where this thing would go. So let's go ahead and reread this whole thing.
yep.
I'll let you read. Go ahead. My
All
voice.
right. We get a cool opening credit scene. Gives us the background of Monarch, Kong, Hollow Earth, maybe some Apex stuff, and just a general history of the franchise, the MonsterVerse. Maybe some stuff from Ghidorah's Call. I don't know how you would do that, but somehow. So we see the aftermath of Godzilla 2. Obviously, like all the newspaper clippings, like, oh, the environment's doing great and the ecosystem and everything, kind of like that stuff. So like things look like they're in order. Then we see Monarch is occupying Skull Island. They're building the mech. Then these Hollow Earth creatures keep appearing on the island. Kong like deals with the smaller ones one by one. Skarsgård and Gonzalez are sent on a mission to Skull Island to kind of deal with that. But their plane gets shot down by Apex, as we find out. Skarsgård is taken. Maybe Gonzalez like fakes being dead or something. I don't know. Gonzalez tells the rest of Monarch that Apex infiltrated them. Then they take Mechagodzilla off the island, presumably with Skarsgård's help. Flying or walking, we don't know. Maybe through the Hollow Earth. Fuck it.
Right.
Disturbance is felt in the Hollow Earth, something that seems organic, not from Mechagodzilla. So Godzilla pursues it. Shen, Russell, and the rest of them that are kind of monitoring Godzilla as they do, they follow him to Skull Island. Godzilla comes to the shore. Kong is like pissed because all these Titans are coming up and the mech left. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, oh, here's Godzilla on the shore. So they meet on the aircraft carrier. They fight a little bit. Godzilla knocks out Kong. Godzilla explores a Hollow Earth opening, and then Nozuki comes out, who's kind of like a bigger bad underground Titan. So he battles him. Nozuki kind of retreats. Godzilla's like, I'm dipping out of here. So Act 2, Monarch stays after the battle to explore the Hollow Earth. Kong wakes up from getting knocked out. He follows him into the Hollow Earth. They would have to be pretty big openings, too, by the way.
Right. Well, the skull crawlers can crawl through. Kong can
right.
through. That's what the Mechagodzilla is for, to dig holes, I guess.
True. They make it bigger.
The claws are for it.
Yeah. The fucking knee rockets. They find ruins of Titans and civilizations. Kong finds an axe used by the Kong species to fight Godzilla, a weapon fit for a king. So it's kind of like a destiny thing. Kong finds it in the temple where the skeleton of another Kong is holding the axe.
I love that idea. Just kind of silhouette in
yes.
the chair and then he's kind of holding it there.
Yeah.
It's like some gladiator shit.
Yes. Arthur. Whatever. Godzilla goes around the world defeating these Titans that keep rising. He doesn't know it's from Mechagodzilla, but we do. We learn that Apex is actually underworld people, or at least maybe their leadership is like underworld people who want to cause hell basically in the overworld so they can take it over for some whatever fucking reason. Mm-hmm. Mechagodzilla makes his way to the ultimate Hollow Earth opening, which we discover is under Hong Kong. So he drives, but at the same time, because he wants the world to go fucking crazy and everybody kill each other, he knows the best way to fucking cause chaos is to get the two kings to kill each other. So he tries to bring them together again, as he sort of did already in Skull Island, but put them on the path for a second battle. I didn't really think of a place to do that, but somewhere presumably on land. That'd be cool.
Oh, and Kong brings the axe.
Please do it in New York. I know it's not going to happen. I would love that. And yes, Kong brings the axe, and they fight with the axe in the second battle. Pretty cool. And I'd say we could maybe we could have Kong get like a slight upper hand in this one. I don't fucking know.
I think maybe the toy where Godzilla has battle damage. I think that's gonna be from the axe stabbing his chest. That'd be pretty sweet.
Oh, certainly. Would that be the fight where we could actually just have Godzilla be the winner?
Yeah, I think this is the fight because they're big battle in Hong Kong. They're fighting. I don't know if they're gonna fight after they fight Mechagodzilla. Mechagodzilla's gonna show a factor, and I think at that point they put in Ghidorah as kind of an energy source for Mechagodzilla, so he can kind of run like infinitely.
Yes.
But then, since it's an alien with its own unique physiology, I think it takes over, kind of like the Kiryu saga. So.
And then, so after that battle, we'll just say that maybe Godzilla wins that one. That's like the definitive one. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But in Hong Kong, Godzilla and Kong. Oh, there it is. So, and then, maybe it'd be a cool idea if like maybe actually, here's a good idea. I'll just add this right here. So that tower that maybe Mechagodzilla was projecting to get them to fight, that Godzilla destroys it in that figure. And then that ends the signal. And then they realize, oh, actually, the signal's coming from Hong Kong. So then they take the battle to Hong Kong.
Right. Something like that. There's got to be some like Mechagodzilla's kind of jumping around the world. So
they continue their battle in Hong Kong. And then Godzilla kind of wins. And he's like maybe a second away from killing Kong. I don't fucking know. Or Godzilla almost kills Kong, but doesn't because we see Kong is looking around. He's like, what the hell's going on? There's like Titans that shouldn't be here. So Kong's like protecting.
Kong protecting innocent people. And
then. Another cool idea is maybe like they see people running because they're not quite at Hong Kong, like the epicenter. So they see people running and they're like, wait, something else is going on. So I don't know. But Kong's protecting people. So Godzilla's like, he's not terrible. So he sees and stops. Mechagodzilla is already there. Whatever. He's become sentient because of Ghidorah's DNA. So they have to team up and fight because they're releasing a bunch of Titans that are killing each other in Hong Kong. And maybe even the Skull Island, everything from Skull Island is coming to Hong Kong too. So it's just like a hell zone. A crazy twist. Ghidorah starts to regenerate out of Mechagodzilla and becomes a Mechagodzilla King Ghidorah hybrid monster. Oh yeah. So the ultimate sacrifice is from Godzilla, who decides that the best way to keep order and not have the Titans kill each other is to take Mechagodzilla / Ghidorah thing with presumably maybe Apex people inside of it, who knows, and just go into the Hollow Earth. Maybe there is a volcano, or maybe they just take it right down to the big Hollow Earth thing and they fall.
Oh man, think about it. Apex is inside the Mechagodzilla, and then they all die horrific deaths because Ghidorah's DNA like absorbs them. That
Oh
sounds
shit!
Oh, we got to write that. Apex people were controlling Mechagodzilla, but then Ghidorah takes a
Right,
hold of
because they kind of lose control of it.
Apex loses control and they die horrible deaths.
Yeah, that. You get what you fucking deserve.
Yes, horrible deaths because
Dude,
Ghidorah.
they should have Kevin say that. Oh god. Okay. So yeah, Godzilla sacrifices himself, takes the Mecha Godzilla hybrid fucking thing with him to their deaths.
They die horrible deaths because
Kong last second is like, "No, I can probably save you. We can fight him together." Godzilla's like, I'm done. I'm fucking old now at this point." So he's like, I'm done fighting Ghidorah. Just kill me." It's kind of sad, but
you have the people talking so like you're the king now. And
yeah.
then we have the Infinity War music play where more like or Godzilla. I don't think Godzilla would give up necessarily. Maybe he's just kind of falling and then Kong tries to save him and then he just kind of lets go.
Or maybe he can like look at him, just like shakes his head, like, "Nah, I'm going." So Godzilla falls. After Godzilla falls, the Ultimate Titan rises. Oh my god, you leave us with a fucking twist like that? God damn it. How about Godzilla falls? That's the end of it. Kong is there with the rubble. Everybody's still fighting. Kong like slams his axe into the ground. He's like, "Hey, shut up, everybody. We have no reason to fight. You know your roles. You know your role in the ecosystem. You know where you're from. Go back. I'm the king now. I have an axe. I'll just like Thor electrocute you with it. So get out of here."
Yeah, and then the Ultimate Titans rise. Also, humanity at this point, like, there's no stopping it. The world government's like, these things have caused too much damage. It's time to destroy all monsters.
Oh my shit!
Final line of the movie is the government's coming together, destroy all monsters,
and then maybe they. You know what? That's actually a cool idea. Like literally a movie, humans versus monsters.
Yeah,
we really ever had a movie where they've been like united, kind of without like alien control, but whatever.
Final line of the movie.
Post-credit scene could be some aliens, could be Gamera flying around with Mr. Taco. Who the hell knows? But and yeah, the civilization's underground. Maybe they're probably dead. Maybe at this point, maybe they try to like nuke the underworld like they did in the Breach with Pacific Rim, but that could fuck up the whole Earth. Can't talk.
Final line of the movie. It's time to destroy all monsters.
Cool ideas.
All right, yeah, I had fun with this. This was cool. Like, I almost wanted to keep going, but I understand you got to get going. But
yeah, I have to leave for work in like 15 minutes. So good luck, Terry Rossio, Shields, and Bornstein, and Doherty, and everybody. I have nothing. Good luck. This was fun.
Good to see you.
How wrong are we gonna be?
I want to see how accurate we're going to be. Like, we have some crazy ideas in this thing. Like, I can't wait to go. This document is saved. I am just going to.
Yeah.
I almost want to keep editing it, but at the same time,
go ahead. I don't fucking care. All right. Well, maybe you can copy it and make your own. I don't know. Everybody.
Right, I'll leave it at this because this is the one that we worked on together. I wouldn't feel right. So
yeah. So thanks for watching. Go subscribe to Sean. We'll see. It's going to be weird for me the next couple of weeks. So maybe a couple of weeks from now, we'll have my setup and everything. But
right, it's going to be sad because like you're just not going to be on for a few weeks.
Yeah, like literally until then, I don't think I'll be able to even stream because I don't know. So see you, everybody. Subscribe to Sean. Daddy's Home Cake every night.
Yep, Daddy's Home Cake every